Hi, hello, welcome to Eagle Media Works. Today we are going to discuss about Indian Constitution, especially in that fourth unit. Fourth unit is about relations. In this relations we are having some more topics, that is Finance Commission, NITI Aayog and also relations. And coming to the first topic, that is relations. In this relations, actually India is a country having union of states, because even though Indian government is having a sovereignty, but India is having the combination of all the states. Coming to this topic, all the combination of the supreme powers of Indian government is also controlled by the state governments. These state governments having one superior authority, that is nothing but union government. So coming to these relations are classified into three types, that is administrative relations, legislative relations and financial relations. Coming to the first topic in this relations, that is administrative relations. The relations between the state and union government regarding these administrative means government officials, government officers, IAS officers, UPSC, all this comes under administrative relations. These administrative relations plays a vital role in the union government and also state government. For example, the appointment of the election commissioner of a state is under the central province and also state government province. So both are having one understanding and also they will appoint a commissioner. So like this, there are a lot of relations between the state and union government regarding these administrative perspectives. All these district collectors works in the state or comes under the union government. This union government will take a decision according to the UPSC cadre and also year of passing. All this considered and also taken into account, and they will be appointed as a district collectors. So coming to this is completely a representation of administrative relations. Administrative relations means nothing but the relations between the union government and state government regarding these government officials, government officers, IAS officers, IPS officers, group 1 officers, all these officers who are working under UPSC, this comes under these administrative relations. And coming to the second relations, that is legislature. Legislature means nothing but MLAs, MPs. So even though we are having a upper level in the union government level, should be a parliament, nothing but a Lok Sabha, member of parliament. And also coming to the state legislature, that is member of legislative assembly. So these two houses are actually meant for the public welfare, which is under the state level is the legislative assembly, and that the national level it should be a member of parliament. So both are actually public representatives. These two are working eventually for the welfare of the country and also as well as for the state. So these two persons will be the relations of the legislature relations. That means the relations between the MPs and MLAs. For every 7 constituencies of MLAs, we are having one parliament. So this is the scenario of Indian parliament style. So these 7 constituencies will work for under one MPs. So these are all relations between the MPs and MLAs who are elected directly by the public, means public representatives. These relations comes under legislative relations. And coming to the third topic, that is financial relations. These financial relations means nothing but the relations between the state and union regarding the finance. In the past, before having the GST, we are having VAT tax, state tax, all this coming under 14.5% of VAT tax. Means if we purchase one item in Telangana, if we want to transport from Telangana to Andhra Pradesh, Kurnool or any other city, so we want to pay the border tax for the state governments individually. After coming the GST, it's a one nation one tax. Means if we purchase one item all over the India, we can pay one time, the tax is enough. So all these relations, the tax payable from the center to state relations, for example petrol is now not under GST, and also wine is not under GST. These are all comes under the state and also coming to the center. But coming to GST, it's only control of center. Coming to this petrol and wine consumption, these are all under the state and also union government. Coming to this GST, it's only under the union government. First we will pay for them and later it will refund to the state governments according to the state population. It's having some more phenomena. Even though it is under the control of union government, it is works under the state government or also union government. Combination of these two actions will be mutually understanding between the state and union. Coming to these three are the very important relations coming to union government and state government. First one is administrative relations. Administrative relations means between the relations between the IAS officers and IPS officers, government officials. And coming to legislative relations, legislative relations means nothing but the relations between the MPs and MLAs, representatives of the state and representatives of the country. And coming to the financial relations, tax sharing between the state and also union government comes under this tax sharing. And also these three are the important and major relations which are actually undergoing of this government of India. There are two important committees in Indian government regarding these state and union relations. The first one is Sarkaria Commission. Government of India is appointed in 1983 this Sarkaria Commission to examine the relations between the union government and state government under the governor control. This is a commission chairman is Ranjit Singh Sarkaria. He is the retired judge. Government of India is appointed this Ranjit Singh Sarkaria and also four other members to examine these relations. Ranjit Singh Sarkaria is the chairman of this committee. Because of that reason, the committee name is called as Sarkaria Commission. Sarkaria Commission is nothing but to examine the relations between the state and union governments. But it is held in the 1983. The Sarkaria Commission has given some inputs regarding this. The inputs are nothing but coalition of two political parties to form a government. When the hung is happened, it is under the state level in the governor hand, should be happened in the governor but not in the hands of union government. But even though now the government of India is misusing this Sarkaria Commission recommendations, and they are actually using their powers to change the governments at the state level. You can observe that Maharashtra, which is happened recently, and Madhya Pradesh also happened recently, and Karnataka is also happened recently. So I'm not actually criticizing, but government is actually misleading these all rules and regulations for their welfare and their political party welfare. This is actually going on. The second important committee to examine these interstate relations is Poonchi Commission, which is held at 2007 by union government to examine the relations between the union and also state government. So the Poonchi also given a lot of recommendations to sustain this. All the relations between the state and union must be under the mutual coordination but not under the sovereignty power. We have to decentralize the power at any cost from the union government to state government according to the situation, but not we have to be centralize everything under the union government. It should be the main important recommendation from the Poonchi Commission is nothing but decentralization of power should be maintained at state and also union for the proper working of the government to give a good governance to the public. So this is about the relations. And coming to the small topic in these relations, that is Interstate Council. Actually, interstate relations deals with the relation between the state and union government. Intrastate Council means the Intrastate Council deals with actually the relations between the two or more states in a country. For example, we are having the Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Even though they are bifurcated, we are having Interstate Council to examine the Krishna Basin River, Krishna Basin and also Godavari Basin River and also Polavaram project. All these projects, and also to examine all these, we are having Interstate Council. The disputes between the two states or for the proper functioning of the two states, the Interstate Council will also place a vital role. In this Interstate Council, we are having a group of members appointed by the state governments from both the states who are experts in the particular subjects, whether it is a water resource or whether it is a project based or it is a tax revenue sharing or other funds sharing between the two states or any some other issues between the two states, it's actually under the Interstate Council. Coming to the next topic, that is NITI Aayog, National Institute for Transforming India, which is initiated by our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi on January 1st, 2015. So when he charged as a Prime Minister in 2014, he first wanted to destroy the Congress marks in entire India, and first initiation of this NITI Aayog is actually a replacement of Planning Commission, which is established Pandit Nehru in 1952. The Planning Commission is actually works for every 5 years, and also NITI Aayog is also replaced by this Planning Commission. This NITI Aayog is actually the one and only difference between the Planning Commission and having the interaction with the Chief Ministers directly with the board of NITI Aayog. In that Planning Commission, there is not at all any role for the Chief Ministers of for particular states. But coming to this, NITI Aayog has given an opportunity to attend for all the meetings which is held for the NITI Aayog to transform India. So there is a partnership for the Chief Ministers of every state. And also coming to this, NITI Aayog means National Institute for Transforming India. It is a think tank of India, knowledge hub of India. So under the chairmanship of Narendra Modi. So in this NITI Aayog, this NITI Aayog is actually a full body membership, and also having the ex officio members like Union Finance Minister, Union Home Affairs Minister, Union Railway Minister, and also Union Human Resource Development Ministry, and all these relations between the public who are having direct interaction with the public, that ministries will be also the ex officio members with for this NITI Aayog. NITI Aayog chairmanship is under the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and also having so full-time members and also part-time members and also ex officio members. This NITI Aayog will actually the bottom-up approach. So the development should be at the bottom level to the top level, means bottom-up approach. So nothing but to give the powers and also funds for the states directly with the recommendations of NITI Aayog. But actually it's actually a big dream of Narendra Modi, but it's as implemented with very poor standards. Why I am criticizing like this means nothing but not at all interested to criticize Narendra Modi. The main reason is, even though for example state government of Andhra Pradesh is under the deficit, so to overcome this deficit, so NITI Aayog has given some recommendations to fulfill these financial burdens for the state of Andhra Pradesh, but the NITI Aayog recommendations has not taken into consider by the union government. So there are a lot of recommendations from the NITI Aayog. The main motto of NITI Aayog is sustainable development and also bottom-up approach. It's just a think tank of Indian government, nothing but a knowledge hub. In this NITI Aayog, there are some important programs, that is Amrut and Atal Innovation Centers, and also Skill India Mission, DDU GKY, Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Gramin Kaushal Vikas Yojana. All these schemes for the welfare of the public and also youth empowerment. These are the main sustainable development goals and also bottom-up approach of NITI Aayog. These are the main highlight points of this NITI Aayog. And coming to the next topic of this unit, that is Finance Commission. So for every 5 years, India is establishing one Finance Commission to examine financial conditions of the state and also union government and funds allocations for the particular departments. And also this Finance Commission is actually under the Article 280, which is constituted by the President of India. For every 5 years, there is a mandatory to appoint a Finance Commission. So actually before our semester starting, we are having 14th Finance Commission YV Reddy, and now it is replaced by 15th Finance Commission NK Singh. The present running Finance Commission in India is actually 5th Finance Commission, and Finance Commission is having 5 years of time period, which is means, for example, coming to this 15th Finance Commission, it is actually the start starting period is April 1st 2022 March 31st 2025. So for example, in India the financial year starts from April 1st and also ends at March 31st. So coming to this criteria, this 15th Finance Commission is actually started in this year 2020 April 1st and ends at the March 31st 2025. So coming to this Finance Commission will plays a vital role in the allocation of funds for the union government and also state government. It will recommend for the particular state governments according to the situation of the state government economy and also GDP, overall the GDP of the India. It will come into the consider and it will be given the recommendations to the RBI. According to this is a cycle which governs all the union governments, union government and also state government and also RBI and also financial resources of India. This Finance Commission is actually a 5-member body. So first one is the chairman and rest 4 members are the members of this Finance Commission. These 4 members must be qualified members. One person should be a retired Supreme Court judge and the second one must be having a proper knowledge about financial conditions and the third person must have a good relations with the financial sectors and fourth person must be having a proper knowledge about economics. So all these 5 members will act as a Finance Commission and chairman should be taken from the public directly who is having abundant knowledge about the public and also welfare and economy and finance. So for example, from our state, that is United Andhra Pradesh, there is a chief minister, former chief minister, his name is Kasu Brahmanand Reddy. He has appointed as a chairman for this Finance Commission in 1972 and also there are a lot of great personalities who worked for the welfare of India. That is K.C. Pant, Mahavir Tyagi, Y.V. Chauhan. All these members also acted as a Finance Commission members. If you are having abundant knowledge on these finance and financial relations of the state and union and the economics, you may be appointed as a Finance Commission chairman. So all this about our worth and knowledge. So if you gain some knowledge, if you are proved that if you are an economist, you can be appointed as a Planning Commission chairman. All this comes under the president guidelines because it's a constitutionalized by the President of India according to Article 280. In India we are having 2 types of bodies, that is one is constitutionalized body and the second one is statutory body. The constitutionalized body means having one specific article in the Indian Constitution to having that certain particular body, that is called as constitutionalized body, and having there is no article in the Indian Constitution but we need a body. For example, as we are having Right to Information Act, it is a statutory body because there is not at all any article which is mentioned for the Right to Information Act. We actually public interested with this and we need the importance of the information from the government sector. So we have public interest. Because of this public interest, they have initiated this Right to Information Act. This is the main difference between the constitutional body and statutory body. So because of this Article 280, this Finance Commission is a constitutionalized body and it is constitutionalized by the President of India. For every 5 years this is appointed. Now the present chairman of this Finance Commission is N.K. Singh. He is appointed in April 1st 2020 and he will be acted as a chairman for 2025 till March 31st. So this is about the Finance Commission. So coming to the brief summary of these relations, in this unit we have discussed about the relations between the union government and state government. These relations are actually classified into 3 types, that is administrative relations, financial relations and legislative relations. Administrative relations means nothing but the relations between the government officials and government officers. And also coming to the legislative relations, legislative relations means means nothing but the relations between the MPs and also MLAs, between the state and center who are elected directly by the public. This comes under legislative relations. And coming to the financial relations, the allocations and funds between the state and union government comes under the financial relations. And coming to the next topic is Interstate Council. So Interstate Council means nothing but between the two states, the healthy relations between the two states. For example, to overcome the disputes between the river basin water utilization, all this comes under Interstate Council. And coming to the next one, NITI Aayog. NITI Aayog means nothing but National Institute for Transforming India. It is established in the year 2015 January 1st, which is replaced by in the name of Planning Commission. So there is only one change between the NITI Aayog and Planning Commission, that is having the membership for the chief ministers of every state and also having the chance to attend that lieutenant governors of Puducherry and also Delhi and also chief ministers of Delhi also we can attend for this meeting. This is the major difference between the Planning Commission and NITI Aayog. For our syllabus it is only NITI Aayog. And also coming to the Finance Commission. Finance Commission is actually a commission to examine and to give the suggestions for the government of India regarding these financial allocations between the union government and state government according to the budget and also GDP, and it will gives the recommendations for the RBI to change this monetary policy. All these policies which are made by the RBI, this comes under this Finance Commission. The fifth, now present in India, the 15th Finance Commission is going on, which is the chairmanship of NK Singh, which is started in the year 2020 April 1st. It will be ended by 2025 March 31st. So this is the brief summary of these relations. Thank you for watching.